we don't have to underline the fact that this is a woman-oriented subject, or it's made by women for women, etc., etc. This certainly is not made just for women, to watch, because it's good content that should be consumed by everyone. But I feel like because there's still so much underrepresentation of women, speaking only about the film industry, about the media right now, that's something that we need to address.
For all film-related interviews, reviews, and content, please like and subscribe to Puja Talwar. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram.
Hush, hush, but I'll say it out aloud. I watched the show and actually was riveted by the story and your performance. Tell me, what were your reasons to say yes to it? It's dark, it's gritty, lot of secrets, and lot of scope for performance. So what were your reasons to come?
You just answered it for us.
You answered your own question.
But no, it's...
I love the genre of crime drama and something that is suspenseful, that keeps you hooked to the end, where you want to uncover something, I do enjoy that genre. I also desperately wanted to work with Tanuja, because as an actor, I knew that it would be a very rewarding experience, that she would teach me so much and it would help me. And then to work with a fabulous cast. Again, I know that my journey as an actor, my performance will only be buttressed by good performances. When you're excited to work with the people who also happen to be your friends, you know that even off camera, you're going to have a good time, and you're not going to get to read all those books that you've bought over the last 2 months. So it's fun. And the process has to be fun as well. Of course, the end result matters. So for all those reasons, I definitely wanted to be a part of Hush Hush.
And it must have taken a lot also for you to leave home, because I've been speaking to Shahana and Kritika. You have been like, dekhungi. So this must have been really something for you to leave home and the baby.
But we were shooting 10 minutes away from home in Patodi. So there was a lot of, familiarity with my surroundings. I could take my daughter with me, and we stayed together for 2 months, and then we broke, of course, for some time. When the second wave happened, we went back and shot in Manesar and Gurgaon. So, it's always great.
Yeah.
So it was easy that we were shooting close to home. And I think when you have wonderful, very understanding producers like Abundancia and Prime Video, they understand, at least they understood my dilemma of trying to balance work and life. And they were very kind to me. But of course, it is an intense schedule. So I have to say that Inaya was also very understanding.
Yeah, she was actually.
Yeah, she was, of letting me go off for days at a time.
So sweet. Shahana, I liked your character also. There are many layers to her. And so what was the reason for you to say, yes, I want to play her?
I think most of them you mentioned yourself, just the genre, and some of the fact that it was Tanuja ma'am directing, because she's just, again, somebody that, and I think having worked with her now, I realize how much bigger it was than what I imagined in terms of what I would learn and how I would grow through the process, and the cast, of course. But it was the writing. I think the writing was definitely something that was very compelling, and it felt different. It didn't, we've been saying this, that it's a show that happens to have women in the forefront. It's not a show about women, but it is, because when you show a protagonist, then you go into their lives, and therefore, and they have, the protagonists being women, you happen to explore certain aspects of women's lives as well. But that's not what the show is about. And it was nice to be a part of something that kind of, in a subliminal way, is, doing something at a larger level in terms of making something or normalizing something, including a female cop as as a part of the investigative process. So it was just nice to have 5 female leading characters, but not in this kind of underlined way. And it was nice to, like I said, read a review that said that it didn't feel gimmicky, and neither is there a kind of over addressing or underlining of some kind of pseudo feminism and all that, which is what people fear when you see something like this.
Absolutely.
So that was definitely there in the script as well. And I think also the fact that it's such a great platform. I think Prime Video has done a great job with the kind of shows and the content that they create, and to be able to associate with them again for the second time was lovely. and Abundantia also, they've been doing a lot of good work. So sometimes after you read a good script, then you and you have good people like a good director associated, what you do need is a good producer as well, a good platform. Then you know that it's probably going to be shaping up in the way in a direction that that it deserves, and
Absolutely.
that people are capable of doing. So in that sense, the fact that there was Abundantia associated with it, Vikram, and then of course, Prime Video was something also that reassured me of the fact that this would be a full package.
It's interesting. I've never seen Soha play the kind of character she has, because here she says, and she's a little foul mouth because that let's say, basically in TV and in film, you get a little typecasting that she is the do-gooder. Shahana has always played the one. I would have thought Shahana would be you. But wow, Shahana is the gentle one, sensitive one. I'm coming to Kritika now. But Soha is the one like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just coming out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F.
I'm telling you, it's unlocked something within me. Ask Kunal.
I mean, that was very interesting. And Kritika, coming to you, your characters, I think there are many stories that are not told about those women who live in villas, as your friends say, apne villa mein jaake, saying things out aloud. And she also tries to speak her truth, but she's also a little like, claustrophobic because of the thing. So what was that like for you?
Very interesting. I'm not like Dolly. My life is not like Dolly, but when I read it, it felt like a character. It felt like a person I know. I know I have friends in Delhi. I know people who face these things in their marriage with their in-laws. And, there's a misconception that privileged families or educated families are not impacted by patriarchy the way we see everybody else. I mean, just these kind of problems that people feel that they don't exist in rich people's lives. But here, just her dynamic with her husband, the family, and all that, the pressures that she feels, I thought it was something that had to be talked about, and it is done beautifully, not in a pretentious way. Her arc is beautiful when you see how she learns to stand up for herself towards the end of the season. I thought that the journey of the character was very nice, and also different for me to play, because I've always been the happy, chirpy girl on screen. And the last two web shows that I did, they were very different from this.
Absolutely. I mean, as I said, I've never seen Soha play the character that she is. But honestly, that class three actors, do you think with OTT it's giving you as actors more agency in terms of playing the characters that you are? As Soha, you also admitted recently when we spoke, was like, at the age of 40, I still have roles that I can play and play who I am. Similarly, Shahana, you've been here for a while. Kritika, so honestly, as creators and actors, what do you feel?
I mean, definitely there's just between the fact that the format itself allows for a larger length of time to invest in a character, and therefore as an actor there is a thrill and a hunger to play that, because it gives you a canvas to explore. I mean, even in an ensemble where we have 5 women, we still have such beautifully etched out characters. So imagine when we watch other kinds of shows where there's one person, then that's even, the length of time that you get is enormous to really invest in and explore your own capabilities as an actor. So that's definitely there, and to engage with the audience as well. And the nature of this format is also such that there is something, it's a more intimate engagement with the audience, because they're watching you episode after episode, they're clicking to the next thing, so they're choosing you each and every time they go to the next episode, and choosing to continue a journey with you. So definitely there's a wider range of um, uh, characters that you get to play. The storytelling style is different, so even the nature of narratives is different. It's not limited to one kind of narrative, which film in a way perhaps has had phases of becoming only romances or only action or only. Now there's a lot more nuance in the storytelling, and yes, there's much more representation of all kinds of people, and I think that that's something that's shifting even in film. But definitely the OTT platform and this long format allows for a scope to explore many more characters at the same time, in a way where it feels authentic and natural to the narrative. But but who are very varied. In this also, the 5 women are of different ages, different backgrounds, different social backgrounds, different age groups, everything. So personalities. And so that's something that's been, I think, very exciting and very inspires a lot of hope in order to have that excitement to keep doing something different and not feel jaded.
True. So who do you want to say something?
Just to say, as somebody who is in her early 40s, I firstly feel optimistic about the fact that there's a value added to my story, and people are interested in seeing people like me, people not like me, but women in their 40s in different areas of their life, different professions, single women, divorced women, that their stories are worth telling, worth investing in, that there's an interest in women of a certain age. And it's not just when it's a woman as a central character, even if it's an ensemble cast led by women. Sometimes even if it's just a supporting role of a woman, people now understand that even that woman needs to be real. Even that needs to be given a sort of 360 rounding off. So all characters are being etched out well because of, I think, this platform. Of course, the luxury of time, the writing, and I think it will also filter into cinema, in theaters as well. People are now asking for surprises, unpredictability, and realism.
Absolutely, because a lot of times I've heard of people saying, but like script writers have told me that many characters say, "मेरा नाम क्या है इसमें?" फिल्म में दादी, अब नानी है, अब चाची है. मेरी क्या story है? Which I'm glad is changing. And as you said, 5 women, because I was just impressed. There's a female investigating officer. It's the story of these 4 friends helmed by a woman. So I think the vibe must have been really nice,
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. And it's not like it was, it's incidental to these people because, I think, this story could have been told that there was no real need for the cop to be a woman. But they said, well, why not have a woman? I think that we've talked about, a future, hopefully, that we're all optimistic about, where we don't have to underline the fact that this is a woman-oriented subject or it's made by women for women, et cetera, et cetera. This certainly is not made just for women, to watch. Because it's good content that should be consumed by everyone. But I feel like because there's still so much underrepresentation of women, speaking only about the film industry, about the media right now, that's something that we need to address. And it's something that all of us feel very strongly about. And it's only when it comes to in front of the screen, perhaps that's already changing, but behind the screen as well, when it comes to cinematography, when it comes to sound and action and editing and costume, more women are being employed, and because they're being employed as heads of department, they're employing more women to work with, and it's just nice not to be, the odd man out, the odd woman out.
So amongst the 3 of you, as I noticed, Kritika and Shahana are the ones who want to keep the secret. I'm not going to divulge anything. Soha is the one who wants to let out the secret. Amongst the 3 of you, who's the best person actually who can keep secrets? Like, my secret is safe with you.
I think I'm pretty good.
Her own and everyone else's.
Yeah, definitely. Shahana, we talk a lot, I feel.
Yeah.
We talk a lot, and we don't really have
also, we have a lot
filters.
We all have a lot
Shahana doesn't have many
academic
secrets.
interest in things. So it's not in the nature of gossiping, but we don't have filters, and we think like everything is a subject.
But we give away
about
like
life.
so much of
Yeah,
ourselves,
we give up too much
which
of
is like
ourselves,
really not necessary to do.
Totally not necessary.
So Kritika is the quiet one. She is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kritika, why so?
Yes.
Thank
I'm proud of it. I
Yeah.
don't mind.
I mean, if you tell me not to tell someone, it's not, I might tell only like 2-3 people. That's all.
Kritika, you tell me amongst the 2 of them, who do you think your secret would be safe?
Like, oh God,
Can keep a secret. I know they'll keep my secret.
They could-
feel
I have
safe
kept
with
your
them.
secrets.
Yeah.
Yes, you have. So have you.
I'm very curious, what were the secrets that the 3 of you had other than the narrative and the secret that you're holding from all of us?
You think that we'll tell you here? That's
to take-
very, very hopeful of
If you take Shahana and out for lunch, then we'll tell you.
And we have to fight Shahana.
What is the worst lie that you've ever spoken about? Because here we are hiding a lot of lies. There's a lot of lies.
As in like something very serious and something bad, like that we've...
Yes, a worst lie, which sometimes now makes you cringe. Like, I wish I had not, but I had to.
I covered up something. Like,
Oh,
I remember in school, there was a girl whose maths file was stolen and hidden in the bathroom, and I knew who it was, and I didn't say. It's a very long time ago. It's probably not the kind of lie I'm talking about, but it still weighs on my conscience today that I didn't. And she was very upset because she'd like copious amounts of notes and like over a year probably, and I don't think she ever got it back because then it was destroyed in the hope that nobody would find out who had hidden it.
Shahana and Kritika. Kritika is quiet. I'm sure she's not even like spoken a lot. She's like,
I don't, I think I was telling, bizarrely enough, yesterday I was telling Soha about how the first memory I have of lying as a child, I was given such a good lesson that I think I gave up on lying very quickly in life. So, and no, not even that. It was like, but it was like explained to me in a certain way, and I was like not allowed
And
to go
made to
down
feel
to
so
play
bad.
and made to feel bad about like, why would you choose to lie and all that. And then I was like, okay, you know what, this is not necessary. So, and then I think subsequently I've led my life mainly like that, but I don't think I don't think I've
No, and also
lied
my
about.
husband is a jasoos. So I tried many times to sort of do these gray lies around him, and it was terrible. I got caught and I was made to
Yeah.
feel so bad. So I've just realized around Kunal, so I cannot even, like, I can't. So there's no point even trying.
Yeah, even I get caught when I lie, so I
Yeah.
don't try anymore.
I don't.
Kritika, you have to tell me your worst habit. Now, since the two of them have been so candid,
I have to live up to the reputation. I have to keep
you
a
really have a reputation to live up to now.
that I'm good at keeping
Yeah.
a secret, or I'm a good
She'll
liar.
feel bad
maybe.
about this later, but she won't tell you about that. That she lied
Aw.
about having had a lie to feel bad about.
What was that?
There was a logic to what I was saying. It just didn't come out right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there, I get it.
But you know, now listening to the three of you, did you actually relate to your characters? Did your characters actually have you? Like, was there a bit of you in your character? As Soha said that it's unleashed something in her because from A to Z, she's using every expletive that is available in the dictionary.
Yes. I feel like you have to somewhere understand your character to be able to play it. You have to understand the motivation and empathize and sympathize with them and, fight from that lens and corner. And certainly, because Saiba's, of course, a mother and so am I, she's so self-righteous. Everything is about, because she's just a little holier than thou. And that's also something I relate to. And just, everything that she's doing is with a higher purpose in mind, whether it's journalism to save the world or whether it's parenting to, all of those things. So she holds herself on a higher pedestal. And I relate to that somewhere. And also, I've understood the value of speaking your mind, of fighting for a cause, because I've often been, even as a friend, guilty of being non-confrontational and not taking a side. And people have been like, you need to have a perspective on this and you need to take my side. How are you being a good friend? So I think that Saiba is loyal to her principles and to her friends, even when those principles come into conflict with her friendships. So there's a lot that I empathized with.
Kritika, now you please tell me, you've been the quietest. Find yourself in Dolly. You are very unlike the life you have led, but have you found something of yourself?
Yes, I think the empathy, the compassion that Dolly has, she's really caring. She's sensitive. She's vulnerable. I have those things in me. But I think also the beauty of these characters, the beauty of just good writing in general, is that you always find something in these characters that is relatable. So I relate with some parts of Dolly, some of Saiba, some of Zaira, and that's just, or they are, if not relatable exactly, they are very familiar. You have seen these women, you've met these women. So that's
I've
the
seen
beauty of
Dollies. I've
characters.
seen the Dollies.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said. My first conversation with Tanuja ma'am was this. I said, "Oh my God, I have met Dolly. I know Dolly." So that's what makes it easy. Also, your half your job is done as a performer when it is a character that's written with so much care, and you have a very well etched. You have a backstory, you have the motivations, you have the current situation spelled out so beautifully.
Shahana, last before we go, are you anything like her?
I think I don't know any other way to play a character but through me, because I'm not trained. So I don't have that thing of creating something and becoming them. But so I have to always find some part of myself and piece it up together and make it the person it's meant to be on paper. And yeah, I think there are things, I think the feistiness that I show in a lot of spaces is not actually who I am. I mean, I'm passionate, but I'm not angry. So maybe parts of Zaira where the bossiness of her in her workspace, or the short-temperedness, or even what I may have done in previous, that's not really me, but it's something people associate with me because maybe I'm good at showing that. Maybe it's all the repressed anger that comes out nicely on screen, but in real life I don't actually shout at anybody. I don't like behaving like that. And but the things that I relate to, I think, is, let's say, her passion for her work, and the fact that every now and then you question, are you doing enough to keep that inspiration in you? Are you are you getting jaded? Are you getting too comfortable maybe in the things you're doing? So that part I relate to. I definitely relate to the dependency and the loyalty she feels towards friendships, towards her friends, and the frankness with which she lives those friendships. I mean, the fact that you could have conflict and arguments in friendships, and that you almost expect that of each other, to have somebody who's showing you the mirror, who's telling you the truth. That's something, again, that I have and I receive from my friendships as well. And yeah, I think the only other thing is that she's a character. I think Zaira doesn't ask or seek help, and she tries to hide her vulnerability, not because she's embarrassed of it, but because she feels like she should be the one taking care of everyone else, and her burdens shouldn't be her inner burdens. She should handle by herself and not make someone else's burden. And that's something even I have. I like to deal with my problems myself, even though I have all the help available, and then I'll come and discuss it afterwards. But I don't know why I don't ask people for help. I have difficulty asking people for help in general, whether it is carrying my suitcase, or or getting something done, or I'm not feeling good, can you just hear me out, or can I even just say that to you? I'm not able to do that, and that's also something that I relate to with Zaira.
That's true to most women. But thank you so much, ladies, and congratulations. And hope to see more of all of you, and you too, Soha. Thank you so much, because I've been meeting Shahana and Kritika often. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Puja. See you.
Bye.
If you've liked this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram.